Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council. My name is Ruben Archiniega. I'm a stakeholder and resident of District 2. I want to say our civic responsibility includes us standing with the groups that have stood for us in times of war and peace. As such, San Antonio's veteran communities and their families must be provided housing access and any other resources our city has available. I strongly believe history and future generations will judge our values based on the merits of our actions. In difficult times, our veterans responded to their call of duty, and I believe City Council must do the same. As a son of a Vietnam veteran, I have witnessed firsthand the legacy of service and the profound impact it has left on our families in moments of good and bad. Furthermore, as a volunteer with the Haven for Hope, Travis Park Church, and Cub San Antonio, a substantial portion are veterans that require housing and mental health services, but they remain strong believers in a country that has not forgotten them. Veterans are not asking for a handout or undeserved welfare. They are demanding a basic human right that we must provide. Moreover, this form of legislation is vital in preventing homelessness and other inequities which our city has grappled with over the decades. Adequate housing is an imperfect process. However, since the landmark Fair Housing Act of 1968, it has prohibited discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, or national origin in the sale of rental of housing, the financing of housing, or the provisions of brokerage services. Quite frankly, I believe the mayor and city council must act on this protection, as the current Department of Justice and president have completely severed their responsibilities to protect anyone other than the most wealthy Americans. Again, I ask the mayor and city council to augment the protection of veterans by reinforcing the use of the VASH system. I believe the excuses used by those unwilling to accept the vouchers are misguided attempts at excluding communities that are not considered ideal renters or stakeholders. I understand the primary role of the real estate lobby is to create economic opportunity for its ownership groups. However, this goal is second to the human right of equitable housing. We have all heard the tired excess of stories that frame San Antonio as a poverty-ridden metro struggling to elevate its future. A prime solution is equitable housing, which is a cornerstone of producing generational wealth, and its absence via redlining, restrictive racial covenants, and voucher denial is at the core of poverty in our city. And so I just want to leave you with a quote by Nelson Mandela, who says, "To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. To impose on them a wretched life of hunger and deprivation is to dehumanize them. But to deny them their right to adequate housing is to create the conditions for a multitude of other human rights violations. It is to perpetuate poverty and inequality and to undermine the very foundation of human development." Thank you, City Council.